I stopped being afraid of the dark when I found out that Santa wasn't real, okay?
Yes.
The Mindbuzz Podcast.
This is MB70 on the Mindbuzz Podcast with Mizar from San Diego, California. I probably butchered her first name, but she'll clear that up for us after this.
The Mindbuzz Podcast.
How did I mess that up? How did I do that? I'm sorry. Can you tell everybody and pronounce it correctly for me and the world, please?
You actually pronounced it correctly.
Are you sure?
Mizar.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Mizar
Thank you.
Martine is a Mexican-American artist from San Diego, California, right? And she's a cultural anthropologist, and she's a filmmaker, she's a photographer, she's an illustrator, she's a painter, she's an artist, she's a tattoo artist. I mean, is there anything that you don't do? I mean, she has a podcast. No. I mean, what don't you do?
Oh my, you make it sound like it's so much more.
It is.
I feel I just experiment with a little bit of everything. So it's all experimental.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I like that approach. But anyways, Mizar, she has a website, which I'm on now, and viewers on YouTube, you can see that. I'm going to put the link down at the show description, mizarmartin.com /about. You can find all these interesting little snippets of her life. But before you do that, continue with this podcast, because we're going to be talking to her right now. So, yes. Mizar, how are you?
I'm good. I'm having coffee right now. So that makes me really happy.
Perfect. Yeah.
I didn't have coffee the entire day, and so I've been like super slow until now. I feel alive.
Perfect.
How are you?
I'm doing really good. This is a very special episode because we were just talking about sobriety. And I think that's some of the topics we're going to talk about today. I'd also to mention to everybody and viewers and people that listen to this podcast, I'm going to be 100% sober during this episode. Besides me taking an edible about 15 minutes. So we're going to try to see the progression of that, right?
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
I usually try to do that, but sometimes it just hits me like way hard, like when I'm uploading stuff and I'm just like can't do this anymore. But anyways, tell me about your story. How did you get into art and stuff?
I got into art when I was a kid. I don't know. I grew up around art. Like my aunt is a graphic designer, and then
wait, hold on. You do graphic design too?
No, I don't. But
okay.
Yeah, I illustrate. I do like little stuff, you know. But yeah, I grew up.
Your art is freaking badass. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
And to open that up, we did connect on Instagram, and that's how I found you through Alex Catano. Is another podcaster, and you were on his podcast, and I mean, that's how we pretty much connected and I seen your art, I immediately fell in love with your concept and your motif. And
Thank you.
I was like, you know what? I have to talk to this artist because she's completely amazing, and her backstory on that episode, which we won't really get into. And if you are excited about that, you can go down to the show description and listen to Mizar on Cantanation Studios with Alex. But other than that, you said you got into it as a kid. Describe like how old when you say kid?
Kid, like, I don't know, like 4 years old. Like, I really have memories of me like eating paint as a 2-year-old. And I actually, I don't remember this very vividly, but I remember seeing like this bottle of paint and just like chugging it, and then my mom like trying to force me to vomit the paint. um so yeah, since I was like very little, I've always
Gotcha.
been into like colors and painting and doing like spooky stuff.
Gotcha. So the formula here, right, is what you're trying to share with people is that parents, if you want an artistic child, just feed them paint.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Acrylic or water?
It was
water.
like yeah, it was like water-based paint.
What
It
tastes
wasn't
better?
acrylic, definitely not. Um, it I don't, I don't know what acrylic tastes like. But I just remember like it was very bitter. Like it burnt my throat. Like I
Ow.
do not recommend that.
No.
No, it didn't burn it literally, but I just remember that burning sensation.
Gotcha.
Um
Well, speaking of acrylic paint and burning hearts, I'm on your Instagram right now, and I wanted to go through a couple of paintings and stuff, and I just wanted to get your verbal, like you see somebody's art and you just think, at least for me, like I see somebody's art and you immediately get attracted to the style and to what the painting is. But as far as interpretation, that's why I love art so much, because like they say, a picture has, 1,000 words, 1,000,000 words, whatever. But you can interpret it very like different. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, and I feel that's the point. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm looking at Ulcer La Ulcera. Am I saying that right? Okay. Your acrylic.
La úlcera.
Say it one more time.
Úlcera.
Ulcera.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You got it.
Okay, so this is a podcast that I will be talking about art with Misada, and she's gonna give me pointers on, maybe Spanish too. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that exactly? Ulsar.
Úlcera.
Yeah.
It's yeah, that
Yeah, sure.
so it's
that.
It's that it's like the things that you get like in your stomach because of gastritis, like
Gotcha.
I don't know, they're like little ruptures like in the um they're like ruptures. So I just didn't know what to paint one night, and I have like this little heart-shaped like coat hanger thing that my friend gave me, and I just started copying that, and then I was like, you know what? I don't feel it with just the object, and since it's heart-shaped, I just did like this little rupture in the middle. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel I just feel the need every time I paint something to add like ruptures or blood or voids, things like that. Not because, not so much because I think of like, oh, that's just like the branding, you know, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel complete.
Gotcha. And I totally see that now after you saying that you do things with how did you convey that with missing pieces, right, or ruptures? This butterfly that is inside the jar that's framed, that's beautiful. Do you do commissions?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. And all that
Yeah.
info is going to be
So-
at your website, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
just
no, this
email me.
the email her. Yes, I'm gonna put all the info down there in the show description. But the butterfly in the jar, that one's pretty sick. I like that one a lot.
Thank you. So
when do you do most of your painting?
At night.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I try. I mean, I doodle during the day, but I guess when I get like most inspired is at night. And yeah, that one with the jar. I saw that concept like in a magazine because I did this thing for, I don't know, like my last 3, 4 paintings. I started using like live references. So, not live references, but instead of Googling exactly what I want and getting those references and piecing it together in Photoshop, like I've been just getting whatever reference from magazines. And I feel that once you have like the printed version, it's a lot easier to just follow that reference. So yeah, I saw that like jar and a butterfly, but the butterfly was like a piece of jewelry. I don't even know which brand
Oh.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a live butterfly instead. And yeah, I started painting, and then I did like this Instagram live, and then the people that were watching were like, yeah, you should do the painting itself should be in a jar. So we were looking for a giant jar, but we couldn't find anything big enough for it. So yeah, I just found like a cute little frame for it, and I did that. But I don't know. I think of the meaning of the paintings once I'm done, or
Okay.
it depends. Sometimes I do have very clearly in my head what I want to portray and the exact feeling, and sometimes I just start painting and then the interpretation or the feelings come after it. So this was one of those cases in which I painted something and I thought it was going to be more like, I was thinking, okay, this FOMO sensation that you feel trapped and you see like the other butterflies flying around you and you're trapped inside a jar. But once I finished it, it was more like, oh, okay, it's like feeling trapped.
Oh, okay.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard that before, honestly. You're the first person to say that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've never I've never heard that before. Like I hear like we were talking before this about my artist friend, and I mean, to each his own, but I've never heard that before, and I think that's pretty cool. That I mean, do you have like special names for these things for your paintings, or I mean, and obviously that comes after, right?
Yeah, it usually comes after. Um, yeah, it depends. Like sometimes I have the feeling or exactly what I want to portray, so coming up with a name is a little easier.
Gotcha.
But for example, for the ulcer, that was like
Yeah.
after I did the heart, after
Right.
I painted everything.
I love this butterfly. I feel like it's like falling apart as it's inside the jar. That's what I
Yeah.
see, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's feeling trapped inside oneself. And I'm quoting Mizar, not gonna lie, it's kind of weird for me to see my paintings with no blood or tears, lol. But it's cool to explore new styles. I really wanted to paint a jar.
Oh yeah, it all started because I wanted to paint a jar.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Okay.
true. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what came first, the butterfly or the jar?
Definitely the jar.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
I mean, yeah, because I don't know, I'm so used to painting portraits, and I don't experiment a lot with other textures that aren't like skin. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, glass it is.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then you have, I mean, these other canvases too, which are absolutely amazing. I honestly, I do adore your art. This I don't know, am I saying this right? The El Vacío or Bacchio Void?
Vacío.
Vacío.
Yes,
Okay.
vacío. Yes.
Okay, so what's El Vacío?
It's like the void, emptiness. Yeah, so it's this painting, like this very tight shot angle of a person, and
Mhm.
the eyes are just completely blacked out.
Which is
I don't know,
fucking
playing
cool.
around.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, playing around with the idea that, like if you looking at someone in the eyes, you get like a glance of the soul or whatever the phrase is.
Right.
So if you're empty, or if you see nothing, what is going on in there? Yeah,
Gotcha.
and that was also because I saw, like, I've been just getting my references lately from these magazines, like I said before. So I saw like this very tight shot of, I don't know, a model, and then I just played a little bit with the light and the colors. I I don't like painting like natural skin tones, so I try to play around with the colors and just do like reds or purple.
Which it's funny you say that because I do notice that. Well, no, well after you saying that now, it kind of all makes sense because it's really not natural. I mean, some of your paintings they're really dark and very gothic and mysterious
Yeah.
and kind of voidish. So
Yeah.
everything you're saying right now is just being conveyed to your painting, which is awesome. And going back to how you're saying about the eyes and you're looking into somebody's soul, Aldous Huxley has a saying about what the eyes are, and he calls the eyes doors of perception. And that's actually a book that he wrote. It's called Doors of Perception, and then he also has like another book inside a book called Heaven and Hell. But majority of the Doors of Perception, he talks about his psychedelic trip on mescaline back in like the late 50s. Yeah, so that book was
wow.
it was a kind of like an underground book for the hippies and people that were trying to progressively change people's minds about psychedelics back in the early 60s, mid 60s, late 50s. And he also wrote A Brave New World, which some of us read in high school too. So when I found out, I was like, dude, we read this book in high school, and this guy is back in the day, he was experimenting with psychedelics. I mean, it goes
Hell
to
yeah.
show like how deep the psychedelic, I guess, universe is very, very tied into pop culture, art, literature, everything, all the way up
Right.
until now. So,
Yeah.
very cool. And I'm still going through all your stuff on Instagram. Very cool. And I'm gonna put all your oh, this one's awesome. Yes. This one is with the three. They look like three like demon cats.
Oh yeah, the
In the
demon
back
cats.
with like the girl kind of like cowarding and stuff. This is
Mhm.
awesome. Holy shit! What did you
Thank
do to the
you.
canvas? The canvas looks like it's scratched.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that painting took me like a year to
Whoa.
complete. Yeah, but not because I was like every single day painting and working on it. It was mainly because emotionally it was very heavy to paint that. So I
Gotcha.
had to take breaks. So yeah, I did scratch that canvas one
Oh, okay.
night,
So you did.
and yeah, I did. I
Oh, okay.
did. It's scratched. Yeah, and then it has. I tried to like patch it on the back. But yeah, the demon cats. It's based on this painting from Francisco Goya, called El sueño de la razón produce monstruos, which in English would be like the
Francis what?
Francisco Goya. So Francisco
Goya. Okay.
Go. Yeah.
Goya.
Yes.
Oh,
Him.
oh shit. He has a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah. His
only
stuff is just amazing.
I can honestly see how this is definitely an inspiration piece to
Thank you. Thank you so much.
to what is this? Do you have a name for this? The one with the three cats? Because I don't want to call I don't want to call it the one with the three red cats. Because
I mean, it's definitely the demon cat painting.
Okay.
Because I named it the exact same thing, like El sueño de la razón.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just shorter for it. But yeah, that took me a while, and I did scratch the painting. But yeah, it's based on that piece by Francisco Goya, in which he's basically conveying something like being oppressed, and it was more on the social commentary side. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I felt that. So I did my interpretation more on a personal level.
So what was Francisco
Yeah.
what was Goya's painting? I'm sorry. You said it, but I wanted to look it up.
It's called El Sueño de la Razón, and it's basically like it's on ink. It wasn't a painting, it was, I think, ink. Um yeah, and
In
you kind of see like
Sueño.
uh the full body, and then like these little animals with like wings haunting this character. Did you find it?
I don't know. I don't think so. En Sueño, the sleep of reason, is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah, that would be, I don't know, I don't like that little translation, but I
Sorry,
think it
yeah.
would be more like
English
the
screws everything up.
numbness. Yeah, it's yeah, the interpret like that translation, I'm like, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. But I guess it would be more like the numbness or
Gotcha.
the numbing of reasoning produces or causes
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
what's it called?
El
found it.
sueño
Yay.
de la razón. Ración.
You got it. You got it.
Razón.
Razón.
Razón. Okay. Produce monstros. Blah blah blah. Source
Blah,
of.
blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, I totally see this. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Holy shit. This one's awesome. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists ever.
He has some pretty cool stuff. Ooh, I like this one. It's like a monster eating somebody's arm.
Oh yeah. That's Saturn devouring his son.
Oh, really? Okay. Nice.
I think so. Yeah, and then he has another one in which it's like this bull or this goat or this animal with horns, and then like naked ladies dancing around
Oh.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
like very witchy stuff.
Very witchy, occultish, gothic.
Yeah,
dark.
love it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was your inspiration for this piece.
Yes.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But you know what? I kind of like yours better because it has you have texture in there, and I like it. I don't know, and I'm pretty sure everybody else loves this too. And you have prints, right, for this one as well.
I do. Yes. Yeah,
Cool.
because I already sold the original.
Damn
yeah,
it! I was gonna ask you too. I was like,
Yeah,
I was like doing this, and I was like, hopefully it's still
like,
there.
yeah, no. Yeah, I think it's in Ohio. Like, it was how I sold that painting was super mysterious because
Mhm.
so I posted something about it because the backstory of that is basically like dealing with like specifically like sexual abuse and like going through like trauma and
Mhm.
all that stuff and how it affects like your life and dealing with demons and stuff. So yeah, this I just got this email one day like from this lady, and she was saying like, yeah, I kind of I saw it, I felt it, I went through the exact same thing, and I really want to buy it. And I don't know, to me that was
Yeah.
just it was reassuring. It's like, okay, I can definitely, I'm capable of communicating exactly how I feel through art and make other people not feel alone about it. So yeah, she was like, yeah, I really want to buy it. And yeah, and now it's in Ohio somewhere.
That's a really cool story. It's not just like some it wasn't just hanging out in an art gallery and somebody just wanted to buy it. It's actually
Right.
it's adding the same meaning. I mean it has the same meaning to the same person that actually has the piece of art versus somebody just buying it thinking it's cool. Like it is
Right.
cool for one, but two, it also adds that emotional feeling to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Like,
and I bet whoever else sees that picture in that woman's house, she's also gonna talk about that piece just like you.
yeah, and has that spookiness to it. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to be in that like art collector world and see the motivations of someone purchasing like a specific piece and all of that. Like, it's a trip. I don't know, I'm new at this.
What are some of the motivations? Because my motivation is just, oh shit, that thing looks badass. I want it in my house. I want it in my office. Like, there's more
Right.
to it than that.
Yeah, like this lady that really wanted this specific painting, or yeah, thinking like, oh, okay, that looks pretty cool, I want to get it. I don't know, I feel that it yeah, you connect with the piece in some way, and you either feel the urge like, oh, I love it so much, I need it, and you get it, or you
Yeah.
just connect with it and you're like, ah, okay, oh, if someone else gets it, it's whatever. But yeah, it's just interesting. Like, I'm new at like selling my art, and I'm also new at buying art from other artists.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's a
Who
trip.
who else do you buy from?
Um, I guess mainly like my friends. Uh, like Ms. Loverling, she's in Barry Logan. She has really cool art. She plays a lot with like the Victorian stuff, also really gothic, really spooky, but feminine, very feminine at the same time. She also makes jewelry. Who else? I don't remember the name of this photographer, but she has like this amazing style. Like, I think she uses like film cameras and it's all black and white, and she makes everything look like there's ghosts
Oh,
in the room or the setting. Yeah,
whoa,
it's amazing.
whoa. Yeah, that'd probably trip me out. Uh, I'm pretty sure somebody has listened to me on the podcast say that I am not very fond of the dark. So, and like I can take. Hold on, before you start laughing and pointing fingers at me. Hold on.
Laughing.
Let
No,
me
not
finish.
at all.
Let me finish. I I'm super into the mysterious, into the occult, into spooky stuff, ghosts, spirits, and I like talking about them too. But when it comes down to being in the dark, I don't know what it is. It's probably that collective consciousness of over millions of years of our human evolution being afraid of the dark, and I have no clue why I can't shake that. I think about it all the time. It's like, why is this fear so, why is it so much to me? And I always think about that, about the dark and spooky stuff. And like just the other day, I was hanging out with my partner, and I was telling her, we were in the dark because we're about to go to sleep, and I asked Alexa read Supernaturals, because that was a book that I was reading, Supernatural by Graham Hancock, and it was like I asked Alexa to do that for me, and she goes, Chapter 3, Aliens and Spirits. And my girlfriend's like, hell no, we're not gonna listen that we're not gonna listen that
Oh
before we go to sleep. So yeah, Alexa, you gotta turn that shit off. But I mean, I can it's weird because I think it's just like the more I know about those certain topics, it gives me kind of leverage on what the unknown is, because I think what fear comes from is the unknown. So if you try to get knowledge from what you don't understand or what you don't know, like you have the leverage for that. So that way you're not necessarily afraid of that certain topic. You're not
Right.
You don't have that certain fear because you kind of have some, experience with it. And have you always been into spooky stuff?
I think I have. And I think it's interesting that you mentioned that, like, fear of the dark, because
Mhm.
that's a really good way to rationalize it, like saying that it's like this inheritance
It is. I
from,
think it is. What do you think?
it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
hyper, like our hominid human beings, billions of years
Right.
ago, being afraid of the dark because of some animal is gonna go in the cave and eat them or something.
Right.
Right.
It could also be like cultural, like it's always, since I don't know, I feel that we're always taught like, okay, if there's no light, it's wrong. I mean, I think there is some cultural,
Oh, definitely.
current contemporary culture around the dark. Yeah, I don't know. I did have fear of the dark, and at some point, I don't know
Right.
when,
At some
because
point when
even
I
as
was
an
5
adult,
years old, Gil, when I was 5 years old, I was scared of, I was
once
afraid
I
of the
was
dark.
like, once
Not
I
now when
found out
I'm,
Santa wasn't real.
I
No,
stopped
not at
being,
all.
I stopped being afraid of the dark when I found out that Santa wasn't real. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
That's
Santa's not real? No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gil.
No, it's fine.
I'm
It's
sorry you
fine.
had to find out this way.
Yeah, right. Right on
Um,
the 70th,
oh
70th
no.
episode of the podcast, I found out that Santa
And
wasn't
like
real.
2 days before Christmas.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, Santa's actually a Siberian. He's actually Santa Claus is a Siberian shaman. Back in the day, and
Oh,
Christmas became a pagan holiday, and that's what it is. Now it's owned by Coca-Cola and the U.S. and
what?
That's just a theory that I have.
Oh, wow. I always thought it was just like, yeah, because the Coca-Cola thing, I always thought it was just like capitalist propaganda, you know?
Now
Like,
it is.
oh,
Now it is. It's
yeah,
2022, or excuse me, almost, but
almost. Yeah.
2021. Capitalist propaganda that Santa Claus. But no, if you want to hear that, I won't go a deep dive into the mushroom cults and Santa Claus. You can hear that on, I believe it was what, like MB. Which one was it? MB 68. You can go there. Jesus Christ and Amanita Muscaria. But I won't go on a deep dive with that, with Santa Claus and the mushroom.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
A lot of very interesting stuff. What is also interesting is you read tarot cards.
Yes, I do.
Right?
Yeah.
And I found that out because you were taking people's names and stuff on a IG post, and I was almost inclined to ask, but I had a thought that maybe that's something we can do on the podcast. So are you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm super down.
You super down?
Yes, I am. Not, you know what? I'm not gonna justify myself. I'm not gonna say, okay, don't judge. I'm still new, you know. But no, it is what it is.
But it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. This is
let's
fun,
do it.
right? We're doing this for fun. What do you need from me? Do I need to send you blood? Do I need to send you any samples?
That would be ideal.
Okay.
But it's not needed. Don't worry.
Great.
Okay.
And it's gonna work over the internet too. That's pretty cool. I love technology.
Does, yeah.
Okay.
I know, right? I mean, I feel as long as if you believe and you focus, you know, we're gonna be able to. I do have a friend that did this reading to her other friend over Zoom or something, and like weird shit started happening. Like she saw a spirit or something like that, but it really depends on what you do.
Hold. Are you just saying that because I told you I was afraid of the dark?
No.
Okay.
That's just the type of reading she does. Like she connects more with.
Whoa.
Yeah, with that kind of spooky stuff. I don't know. I just want you to connect with yourself and your own subconscious. Yeah, I feel for me that's what tarot cards do. You know, like you're basically speaking to yourself, and whatever is in your subconscious, you just transfer it to a conscious level.
Okay. All right. I can be conscious.
It's not that nice.
Okay.
Yes, it's not that spooky.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Well, I like spooky stuff anyway, so okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's not gonna be spooky. Don't worry.
All right. I have life, so it's fine.
Okay, perfect. And they go out. No,
Stop.
Just kidding. No. Okay, so try to think of anything that you would like these cards to resolve or help you out with. You need specific answers. And once you're ready, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay.
And for everybody that's listening, my heart is pounding very fast because I'm very nervous. I am. This is an inner monologue that I'm talking about right now, and hopefully these cards. Let's see the cards that I'm dealt with.
Let's
End.
see.
End quote.
Let's see what they want to say. Usually there's like a couple cards that just jump out of the deck. So when they do that, you know, like, okay, this is important. They really want you to listen to something. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Any other messages for Gill?
That's a lot
God,
of
I
shuffling.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm just trying to see what. Yeah, we got 2 cards. Is that all?
It's like fool and fool.
Ooh, okay.
It's like how did I
Okay,
get 2 fool cards in my deck?
Okay, we got death.
Whoa.
And okay, which is not bad. Okay,
Whoa, okay. No, I welcome that.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, we got Pentacles, Death. Okay, this one is interesting. It looks like there's some transition, some major change, which is usually what this card means. There's something with money. There's like a little bit of a struggle. I don't know if it's like a motherly figure in your life and some sort of struggle with money, but whatever it is, it's gonna be okay. And this has to do with some type of like major change. It looks like you are working really hard and really pursuing something to make those people around you, specifically this mother figure, be okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it can be an aunt, it can be someone,
Hold
feminine
on.
figure. Yes.
Let me ask you this. So, are
Okay.
these cards? Well, okay. So, when somebody's doing a tarot card reading, is it talking like the cards that you're reading for the other person? Now, is it real? Is it like are you doing it for the present? Or is it future? I mean, what time is it? Are you reading somebody's past? Are you reading somebody's present? Or are you reading somebody's future? Or is it just a generalized reading?
It's, to me, it's more like a generalized reading.
Okay.
It really depends. Like when I do the readings for myself, which is mainly what I do,
Mhm.
like I try to, when I feel a certain way, it's like, okay, how am I doing? Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? And you just get these I don't know. I think it's all like symbolic, right?
Mhm.
So subconsciously, or these archetypes I see, I can relate them to, oh, okay, this is definitely about myself, and this is definitely,
Gotcha.
oh, my mom is in this card, this and that. But of course, to me, it's easier to figure out if I'm seeing what is currently happening. um but yeah, I think it's mainly like the present. I don't
Okay.
think it some people can definitely go into the future and figure out that, but again, since I'm trying to see like what is the subconscious
Mhm.
saying, um yeah, it's more like a generalized
Gotcha.
thing
Okay. No,
happening there.
that makes sense. Okay, so
Yeah.
what were the two cards that came out of the deck? You said it was like testicles and death?
Pentacles.
Oh, tentacles. Oh.
Pentacles
Oh,
with a P.
pentacles. Oh, okay. I thought you said testicles and death. I'm like, damn, my balls are gonna die. Okay, no.
Oh
Uh,
no.
that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be too good. Okay, so death and pentacles. What's a
Very
pentacle?
specific, yeah.
I know what death is, but what's a
um
pentacle?
Yeah, I don't know. Pentacles are always like symbolized by like coins or something. So when you see those, it usually has to do with like material life,
Oh, I see those. Okay.
money.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of stuff. And then death,
That's
that's
why.
usually associated with like major change.
Okay. Okay, that's why they're called a pentacle, because there's a pentagram on
Yeah.
the um on the card. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. And you said that those are like in the context of money, right? Or
Yes.
okay,
Material
material,
life.
life.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And then the death card.
Yes, and the death card. And it also depends like on the layout, because I see like these two figures. So I have these two pentacle cards, and then right in between we have death. So it seems like there's a before and after, and I don't know, if I see death between two cards, that's what I think of.
Okay. So, what
Like,
came first? The death card, right? So it was a death card, and then the pentacle.
yeah.
Okay.
So Queen of Pentacles.
Queen of. So
So that usually
what does it mean?
it's like abundance, that you're gonna be okay. But again, since it's the first thing that came to mind is more of a mother figure,
Gotcha. Hmm.
so I don't know if there's any of that in your life currently.
There has been definitely death in my life. That
Oh,
the
maybe it was.
the first that was the first thing, like when you said death, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, all right, well, I can see that. I've met mediums that have told me that my family is like standing right next to me. Um, so that type of stuff. Like I guess I'm pretty not used to, but I can see why the death card. That's pretty interesting. For
Like
one,
it follows you a lot. Oh,
yeah, which is weird and strange. Maybe that's why I'm afraid of the dark, but still. Um,
maybe.
I mean, it could be. None of them died in the dark or anything, but maybe because when you're in the dark, you feel alone, and
Yeah.
maybe subconsciously, I'm already alone in the light, and I feel that much more alone in the dark. You know?
That that's a very deep interpretation. I
Yeah.
can see it. Yeah. Maybe it's the card that follows you. I don't know. I feel the card that follows me the most is the devil.
Mm.
And that one is like that one is associated with like addictions and that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
I don't know. To me, it makes a
Ooh.
lot of sense to see that card repeatedly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So this is like a card of habit for you, the devil card.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I'm like reading my own cards, it's like, oh, there it is again.
Interesting. And why do you think that card follows you? You mentioned addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sober now, and yeah, that I don't know. I feel I need that reminder.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I don't know. I feel if I forget that part of me, I can definitely get out of control. Um, but yeah, whenever I do the readings, I get that, and I don't know which other card, but definitely the devil a lot.
Do
And I
you
lost.
do
Yeah.
you mind talking about your poison?
Yeah. Alcohol
Oh, okay.
and
All
yeah.
right. Gotcha. All right. I don't know why I was thinking this, but alcohol was not the first thing that I thought about.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one did you think? I'm
Which
super
one?
curious.
Which poison? Honestly, I
Ones.
thought it was like maybe just like a stimulant. Um,
Mm.
maybe cocaine or amphetamine or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know what's strange is, and I think it's pretty bad that alcohol is not the first thing that people think about, in addiction. At least for me, maybe because of the kind of industry that I work in. Alcohol and even we were talking too about caffeine and how
Yeah.
that's addictive. That's super addictive,
That's super addictive.
right?
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, alcohol it wasn't the first thing that I thought about. But how
That's
long?
funny because
No, go ahead.
oh, yeah, that's funny because if I would have kept drinking, I love the stimulants. Like I think that would have been like my second
Mm-hmm.
choice if I
Gotcha.
would have kept drinking
Right.
how I did. Like I would have definitely gotten hooked with coke or
Of course.
amphetamines or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I really enjoy that like rush feeling, and the closest thing I have is caffeine. So
Gotcha.
so I do. Yeah, I'm definitely addicted to caffeine.
It's
That's my drug of choice right now.
right. And it's kind of funny because it's not really funny, but I have family history of addiction with aunts, cousins, uncles. I went to my first NA meeting when I was about 9 years old
What?
with my cousin. So I've always been like, I grew up around meetings and alcoholics and different family members talking about they're addicts. I'm an addict, and so it was strange, like, to grow up in that type of environment. But like I totally get
Yeah.
it now, and now I understand why people at NA meetings and AA meetings were all over the coffee table, because
Yeah.
or or cigarettes, because those were addictions that they gravitated towards, that wasn't alcohol, that wasn't heroin, that wasn't meth, that wasn't cocaine, alcohol, weed, or whatever. But yeah, that totally makes sense. I just recently finished a book called Your Mind on Plants, by Michael Pollan, and he goes in a very deep dive about caffeine and American use and how coffee, basically changed I guess our society or whatever, and
Yeah.
he also goes into how caffeine and it's I guess it's chemistry with our brain receptors too. It's really cool. I think you dig it, and
Damn.
he talks about how caffeine, how it fixes the problem that it creates, because if just like today about your caffeine intake, your coffee
Right.
intake, how many days were you drinking coffee before you stopped today?
I don't like 3 months straight,
So you're on
or
so
like 4 months straight.
you're on caffeine, right, for 3 months straight. Do
Yeah.
you drink it around the same time every day?
No, I drink
Gotcha.
it at different times, but it's something between 3 to 7 cups
Gotcha.
of coffee. So
Whoa.
that's,
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely, yeah,
Okay.
that's a lot.
So what he was saying about caffeine fixes the problem it creates is, I guess our body and our brain chemistry runs on this certain cycle of different chemicals that it takes throughout the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your cat name, by the way?
The
I
one
heard it.
that's meowing right now is
Uh,
Pink Man.
Okay, Pinkman. Okay, your brain runs through this chemical cycle throughout the day, right? And he says, but he goes. I'm just talking in layman terms right now because it was a couple weeks ago before I read the book. But anyways, he says that we're on caffeine X amount of hours, right? And just
Yeah.
before we start getting the withdrawals for caffeine, we
Oh.
ingest it again,
Oh.
right? So
Yeah.
as we're drinking a couple, and I thought about this too because the reason why I asked about if you drink it around the same time of day, because that if you're on just a cycle of your body taking that certain amount of chemicals,
Right.
it will, your body will get used to it pretty much, just like a drug, just like cocaine, just like
Yeah.
prescription. That's why doctors ask you to take your medication every day around the same time, so that way your body is used to it. So he's saying that
Right.
caffeine, as your body is depleting the caffeine and then you ingest it again around the same time, it resets the clock
Yeah.
again. So I mean, I tried
Yikes.
I tried stopping coffee a few weeks ago, and yeah, and I got the same thing, headache. I experienced nausea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, but what is it? Laziness. I don't know if there's a correct science term
Yeah.
for laziness.
Do you feel depressed when you don't drink coffee? Because
Yes.
I noticed that. I started noticing that like a few weeks ago. I was like, "Oh, okay, why do I feel so sad? Why do I feel so sluggish?" And then I drink coffee and then I'm suddenly
Mm-hmm.
happy. And that is when I realized, okay, this is definitely part of an addiction. But
Right.
I'd rather be addicted to this than be drinking.
Oh yeah.
Like if this is the price I have to
Absolutely.
pay,
Right. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm not gonna go in the morning and ask for 2 shots of tequila. I'd rather ask for 2 shots
Right.
of espresso.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm happy with this addiction.
So what was your alcohol of choice? Was it beer? Was it
Everything.
tequila, vodka, whiskey?
Everything. I went through it all. Like I went through certain phases in which I became really obsessed with a specific type of alcohol. So there was a point in which I was like, oh, I'm this beer expert. So anything that was beer, I would drink it. And then I was like, oh, you know what? Now I'm an expert in tequila and mezcal.
Uh-huh.
So I'll
Ooh,
drink any of that. And
mezcal
then
is
my
good.
last
Uh-huh.
thing was, yeah, mezcal is definitely good. And especially if you're in Oaxaca where they actually make it, like,
Stop it.
yes, such a beauty. So,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and then my very last thing was gin. And then I
Mhm.
became like just obsessed with gin and drinking a bottle and a half of gin a day. And um yeah, that was the last thing. But and I feel that once you get to that point, and I don't know, like after a few shots, like you don't care really what you're ingesting. So that's kind of what happened to me. Like I would drink
Gotcha.
a few shots of a certain thing,
Yeah.
and then after that I was just like, yeah, just give me anything, you know.
Yeah, you
um,
weren't chasing the taste. You were just chasing the
no.
effect that alcohol would give you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When was the first
Yeah.
time that you felt that? Like, what was the first time, and how old were you the first time you got drunk? Because I have a story for you.
The first time I don't know, I think I was like 16 maybe, I feel, because I remember the first time I tried alcohol, like just a sip of it. And I think that was when I was like 12.
Gotcha.
Actually, I grew up Catholic. So my grandma would take me to church on Sundays, and I would get so excited for the communion part, because you know how, like, in Mexico they dip the little cracker in like wine,
Yeah.
but it's this really sweet wine. So I remember trying that wine for like that thing for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? I want more of it. um that, and I guess just like really sweet wine was my jam when I was like a kid. And
Yeah.
then my grandma would give me like sips of like what's it called, sangria, I don't
Yeah.
know, like wine with like fruit and stuff. But yeah, after that, I think the first time I got drunk, I don't remember, I think it was like at a punk show or something in
Mm-hmm.
TJ. And but I do remember the hangover, and I remember saying like, "Oh, why do people do this? I'm not doing this ever again."
Right? I'm not drinking
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. um yeah, I don't have like a very vivid memory of the first time, you know. It was
Gotcha.
just like,
So it was just kind
yeah.
of just like in and out, right? And you're just, I, you, I mean, you had some sort of attachment to the way alcohol felt,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, the first time I tasted my dad's beer. I think I was around like 6 or 7. And it was fucking horrible. Like it was bad. Like it was
Right.
like, this shit is disgusting. How do people sit and drink this?
Yeah.
Years after years and parties after parties. But I stayed away from it after that first experience up until I think I was 11. Yeah, I was 11, 12 years old. And it was during Christmas, like Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. And my cousin, she drank a lot. And she asked me if I wanted some, and it was vodka. And I
Oh,
tried it
yikes.
for the first time, and I'm like, whoa, this stuff sucks. Like it's nasty,
Oh man.
right? And she was like, okay, let me mix it for you. So she mixed it with Monster. And I
Oh.
being 11 years old, I was like, damn, Monster is my jam. Okay, I can do this, right? And I don't know how much, honestly, Mizad, I don't know how much she put in there, but I started feeling like, I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. I can drink this. So I just started drinking it and drinking and drinking it. And
no.
mind you, I had the big can with the twisty top. So that's the largest one you have, right? So I don't know how much she put in there, but I started getting like this warm feeling and this loose feeling. And I'm like, whoa, okay. All right. I could jam with this. And I blacked out. I blacked out.
Oh.
And the last couple of things that I remember being on all fours in my Thea's living room, puking. I think I was just puking menudo or rice or beans or something right in the middle. And I think that was it. And I had the worst hangover the next day during Christmas. I didn't touch alcohol until I was like 17. No, excuse me, like 15. No, about 16 or 17. And that's when I started really getting into it. I had this ritual every Friday as a senior in high school. I would put vodka in a water bottle and take it to school. And I used to drink in school.
Damn. That's hardcore.
Throughout the whole day, right? And then I drank too much one morning and I went to school drunk and I woke up in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I gave myself alcohol poisoning. 7 a.m. too. And my diet had to do something with it too because I was vegan back then.
Damn.
My body wasn't at at its peak during then. I had a very low body or something like that. My body couldn't handle the amount of alcohol that I took that morning, and I could have died thinking about it because of the alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, that sounds deadly. Yeah.
Because of the alcohol poisoning, and I was pretty far away from my school and I walked there and I don't remember walking.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I could have walked into the street. I could have got hit by a bus or something. I could have got raped. Who knows?
Oh my God, that sounds super problematic.
Right? Yeah. Dude, I was 17 years old.
Oh my 17. God.
Yeah. And I didn't, after that, like I got kicked out of school. I still graduated, by the way, senior in high school. I still graduated. But yeah, I always have that. And I just, it's insane how people talk about, I'm going to go on a cannabis rant real quick, that people say that cannabis is the gateway drug. But what I really wholeheartedly think is that alcohol is the gateway drug, because you just mentioned.
Yeah, for sure.
You just mentioned a few moments ago about alcohol and stimulants and amphetamines. And you're saying that if you kept on drinking, then you would have picked up those other things. I picked up those other things in my early 20s, and it was because I was on alcohol. I consider this, if you are drinking, you're drunk, right? And you're in that inebriated feeling or that inebriated state of mind, you're gonna do anything to feel different. Yeah. And especially if you have like a mental illness that's attached with that, if you have some other trauma that you're thinking about, or that you have, right, that you have experienced, it's gonna explode that feeling 10 times more.
Yeah, it is. I truly believe that, and it's crazy because you can definitely develop like that physical dependence. When you were saying how if you drink coffee at a specific time, your body is just asking you for caffeine. Like, I feel that the same thing happened with me and alcohol. Like, I remember I would get like thirst, and it was like specifically alcohol. Like I was craving it physically, at certain times,
Oh, okay.
certain parts of the day. So it's crazy. And it's funny because you don't really think that you can become dependent on alcohol, but it's definitely possible. And just like with caffeine, like that certain time of the day in which, I start like the headaches today, all that, like something similar was definitely happening to me with alcohol. I didn't realize that at the time. I just am realizing it until now. And my cat keeps crying.
Does he need do you let him out to go use the restroom?
Maybe that's what he's asking for, so I'm gonna let him out
Let him out.
because poor thing. It's okay. Oh, get out. Be free.
In other news, tarot
There
card
is-
reading it's
He's
freaking
free
amazing.
now.
He's free now. Okay, so we're gonna
Very-
wait
very
for
vocal
Mizar to
cat.
get back to the podcast about after letting her prisoner free
Yes, he's out. He's okay.
to go use the restroom. But
Yeah.
sobriety. So how long have you been off of alcohol?
So, this one is pretty recent.
Mhm.
4 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Now,
Yeah.
did you just quit cold turkey, or did you kind of like taper your amount that you're intaking? Did you taper it off?
No, it had to be cold turkey.
Gotcha.
I've tried before, like doing, you know, decreasing the amount, but I can't. I just can't do it that way. Yeah, so cold turkey, almost 4 months. And yeah, it's a trip. It's definitely a trip. It's crazy to see like how your body reacts to that. How psychologically,
Yeah.
mostly. Yeah.
I've definitely cut back. There
Good.
were times where I did try to cut cold turkey. No, it wasn't even cold turkey. It was weird because I went like on a 3-day, 4-day binge, and
Oh shit.
by the fifth day, it was so weird. Like I got so freaked out, and I just stopped for like 2-3 weeks. I started shaking. Like it was weird because we're at dinner. I was at a dinner party with coworkers, and I told them. Usually I'm the guy, the party guy. Me and another coworker, we're always the ones getting everybody to drink, right? But
Yeah.
that day I was just like, you know what? It'll be like the number 5 day for me, guys. But I'm good. I'm just gonna sit here. I'll have some water. I'll eat a nice dinner, and we can all leave, right? But as people were ordering their drinks and they're getting their drinks, I was sitting there and I was literally shaking. And
Oh,
it
man.
made me feel so sick because it was just like the visual. All my senses were feeling the alcohol. I could smell it. I can see people drinking it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so good. It looks so refreshing. Like maybe I'll just have one. I'll just have one shot. I'll just have one shot and I'll stop. But I was battling myself throughout that whole
Yeah.
dinner. I was like, no, you're good. You don't need it. But I just kept on shaking, and I was thinking like, oh my God, it's so good. But by the middle of that dinner, alcohol won, and I lost that battle, and I asked the server. I was like, you know what? I'll get a. What do you have on your rotating tap list? Because my thing was beer, and like you said, like I'm a person that was super into craft. craft beer, and I kind of like masked my addiction for alcohol, but I would tell myself, oh no, I'm just a beer connoisseur. You know, I like trying different types of beer, but at first,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm gonna be real honest, because it did start off like that. It really did. It really did. But as that addiction progressed, it just sometimes you lose control, right? So I mean, that was my first and only experiencing that, quitting, and then now I'm just tapering off. I don't really consume as much, which is good, and my body thanks me.
That's good.
My brain thanks me. My car thanks me. I feel safer. It's weird because when you're going home, like after binges, and you have no clue how the fuck you got home,
No, that's the worst feeling.
right?
I hate that. Yeah.
And you don't know if you did something that was, humiliating. You don't know if, you might have harmed somebody verbally or even physically. It's tapering is probably the way to go. But then again, there's some people that can handle it. But I think it's just you need to know, and you need to read yourself, and to really know yourself, and to have acceptance on if you're that type of person that can just order one or two.
Right.
And and it seems like you've gotten to that point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it definitely took so many attempts to figure out that. Yeah, it's just scary when you realize, like, oh shit, I can't stop. I really can't stop. And I feel that's the red flag. That's the sign that you should not be doing this.
Right.
Yeah, and all those things, like the blackouts, all those things that can be pretty scary. Just scary. Yeah. I was gonna say something else and I forgot. But yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot.
It's all good. That tends to happen. Do you think, one last question? I know I'm gonna let you go, but one last question. Do you think that you will find a point in the future to where you maybe you can handle one or two? One or
so
two
far,
drinks,
no.
or anything like that?
No. So far, no. Because this last time, or this right now, what I'm doing, I actually went like 4 years without drinking. Not a little less than that, but still, I went a while without drinking.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't 4 years. Maybe I'm just exaggerating, but
it felt like 4 years. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely felt like
but
4 years.
It was a good extensive time, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. And I thought, I slowly started thinking like, you know what, maybe I can do it. But it's just that when I realized that, okay, I can't just be like, okay, one and then I'll go home. It doesn't work out, and I just feel that I've definitely stopped at the right time, and I'm doing what's best for myself. And if alcohol or if other substances are going to be an impediment for me to achieve whatever I want to achieve in life, well, I'll just might as well just quit it. It's I don't think that the price or the risks with alcohol are worth taking, as opposed to not drinking, and there's like that risk um, measurement.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, if I if there's a guarantee for me that without drinking I'll be able to, live life a certain way, as opposed to if I drink, there's this risk that I might be able to drink like a normal person, but
Mhm.
at the same time, there's this other big risk that I'll just fuck up my life. Well, then I'd rather not mess with that. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm like, I'm at peace. I think I'm doing the right thing, and
Good.
trying to get rid of the idea that, maybe one day I'll be able to. So I'd rather just accept that today, I can't, and that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you there's acceptance in there, right? And I think
Right.
that's the pivotal part in in overconsumption of anything is
Right.
first you have this awareness of, oh, holy shit, I think there's an issue with this. And then second is coming to peace of what your life may be without that type of substance, and to acknowledge that you really don't need it. And then plus, alcohol is fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
It's bad. It honestly it's literally a poison in vast amounts. But I mean, I don't know. I'm still stuck in the middle, because I've had this type of I don't want to say an issue, but I'm just like I said earlier on in the podcast, where I come from a long line of family members of addiction, and I think it's totally it's hereditary. I mean, addiction is it's addiction, not just physically, but it's also a mental addiction as well, because once you have it and it makes you feel a certain way and it puts you in a different state of consciousness, you feel like you need that type of consciousness to live
Right.
out your daily life. And that's with anything. That's with cannabis. That's with caffeine. I mean, we were just talking about how caffeine is definitely a mood changer, right?
Yeah.
And all that. But I definitely want to say, before we get out of here and before you start on all your handles and stuff, is honestly, psychedelics are a lot safer, and cannabis is a lot safer when used in a well thought out setting. It's a lot safer than alcohol. And we have liquor stores on every street. We have tons of aisles of alcohol, high percentage proof of alcohol, that is very dangerous. And I know it's the holidays, and a lot of the holiday season can bring people down, but honestly, you don't need that type of environment there. You could go on anything on the internet and look for help. I know it's sometimes that's like the last thing that somebody does, or even if your friend is feeling that type of way,
Right.
and struggling with any type of addiction. And the reason why I'm talking about alcohol is because honestly, that's the real gateway drug. And most people don't consider alcohol a drug, but it's the most dangerous drug in America and the world. And that's pretty much it. And Mizar, go ahead and tell everybody where we can find your art. Let's end this on a positive note, because she has beautiful art.
Yes.
She has amazing stuff, and I just want to thank you for being here on the podcast.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
go ahead and tell us all your handles
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful chat. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram at MZR which is Mizar Martin without the vowels. Website mizarmartin.com. That's MIZARMARTIN.com. Can't spell. And yeah. Feel free to, if you want to chat about art, or if you want to talk to someone, if you feel that you might or might not be struggling with some sort of addiction, and if there's any guidance I could provide in terms of that, I'd be more than happy to do so. And yeah.
And I think you're forgetting about your painting classes, online art classes, all ages welcome. She has over 4 years of teaching experience, personalized curriculum, flexibility in hours and payment. Options are available, painting and drawing. So if you want to know more, there is, I'm going to put all the links to Mizar's platforms on the show descriptions. And she has wonderful work. And Mizar, thank you for thank you again for being here. Do you have anything else that you want to add on to this guy?
No, I think that's it. Thank you very much. It was very, very insightful. Now I need to figure out what's up with my caffeine addiction. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, spooky art. If you like spooky art, spooky
I love spooky
talks,
art.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Collages, drawings, commissions, tattoos. She's a teacher.
Yes.
She's a badass. I just talked.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you
grateful
so
talking
much.
to a badass. From where are you? Where I know you're based in San Diego, but I totally read your thing wrong. And were you raised in Mexico?
I was born and raised in Tijuana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I see that. Okay, cool. Definitely. Oh, perfect. Yes. Pinkman.
Yes.
Was it? Pinkman,
this
right?
is Mr. White.
Mr.
Yeah, this is Mr.
Wait,
White.
wait, hold
and
it.
the
Wait.
other one is Pinkman. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Or do you name your cats after Reservoir Dogs?
It's actually.
Are those? Is that a reference to Quentin Tarantino's movie?
The exact reference is Breaking Bad, but I know those names are also referenced from Reservoir Dogs, so
Gotcha.
Either or.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right, we gotta get out of here. All right, I'm gonna let the music play, and I'm gonna let the music play out, and that was it. All right, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around for another one, Mizar. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Bye.
The Mindbuzz Podcast.